Practice listening test for IELTS, version 7, test 7. Instructions. You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1. Section 1. You are going to listen to a talk about the library. Look at questions 1 to 11. Now listen to the talk and answer questions 1 to 11.
Good morning everyone, and welcome to our library. The library was opened in October 1975 and lies on the western side of the campus. It has seats for 630 readers and serves all the schools of studies which are located on the main campus. There is a branch on the Library of the Management Centre which covers the works appropriate to management and business studies. The library has a stock of about 400,000 volumes, including some 63,000 volumes of journals and periodicals. You will be able to borrow up to 12 books at any one time, the normal loan period being 8 weeks. To give all students an equal opportunity to read those books for which there is a heavy demand, the library holds multiple copies of some titles. There is also a quick service collection which contains the books most heavily in demand. You can study these books in the library, or can borrow them overnight or over a weekend. There are certain categories of books, including the General Reference Collection, which you can only consult in the library. The library subscribes to around 2,900 periodicals, and current issues of most titles are shelved on special display racks. You can borrow periodicals either for 2 days or overnight, but current issues are all indexing and almanacs are restricted to use in the library. Because of the detailed and specialized nature of postgraduate work, you may need to consult material, which is not held by the library. Since no library can now be self-sufficient, given the rapidly increasing rate of publication throughout the world, the library enables you to obtain books and periodicals from other libraries. Through the interlibrary loan system, you can have access to almost every major collection in this country and to many abroad. The library does not actively collect early or rare books, but several important items have been bought, generously given or deposited on permanent loan. There are collections on the history of pharmacy, dyeing, and local history, and some first editions of J.B. Priestley's works. These can all be consulted in the library. Books and periodicals are not the only vehicle for the storage and retrieval of information, and the library maintains a collection of other resources which are available for your use. We have the Self-Access Language Centre. It's on the 2nd floor, directly opposite the reference section of the library, next to the Micro Lab. In the Self-Access Centre, the library also provides access to information stored in computer dating banks in Europe and the United States. Other materials which are kept by the library and which you will be able to consult are copies of these and dissertations completed by Bradford students, past examination papers, newspapers and pamphlets. All these are in our reserve section, opposite the computer room on the 2nd floor as well. The proliferation of books, periodicals, and all other forms of information available through the library makes the keys to this information an essential part of the library's services. The library maintains a catalogue of its own books and a printed list of its periodicals. It takes most of the important abstracting journals and has a collection of bibliographies and guides to the literature of various subjects. There is a computerized information service known as Libene, which provides information on the library and its services, and which can be accessed both in the library and via the university's computer network.
That is the end of section 1. You will have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2. Section 2. You are going to hear a conversation between a librarian and an applicant. As you listen to the conversation, answer questions 12 to 15. Look at questions 12 to 15. Now listen to the conversation and answer questions 12 to 15.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to get some information about this library. Who can join the library?
Teachers of English, postgraduate and final year undergraduate, university students and professionals may apply for membership.
I see. How can I apply for membership?
Well, first, please fill in a library application form and put it in the box on the librarian's desk. Please make sure that you fill in the labels attached to the application form accurately. We will mail the application form to you at your work unit. Then you must bring the application form which your work unit has stamped and your work card with you in person to the library. At this time, you will be required to pay your library fee and you will be given your library tickets.
Is it free for the ticket?
I'm sorry, it's not free. It costs 10 yuan for Chinese and 50 yuan for foreigners for a 1-year membership. The fee is not refundable and will have to be paid annually.
Well, after 1 year, shall I have to reapply for library membership?
Yes, you will have to.
I see. What shall I bring when I come to pick up the library card?
Please bring your student and work card. Other ID won't be accepted. Your stamp application form too. Oh, one more important thing is that library application forms which are not picked up within 1 month will be discarded, and you have to reapply.
I understand. How many books and cassettes can I borrow at one time?
You may borrow 3 items at one time, books or cassettes. If a book and a cassette is a set, it counts as 1 item. Items must be returned within 1 month.
Can I telephone a library to renew items for another month?
Yes, you can. When you ring us to renew books, please give us your name and the first word of the title of the book, cassette, or video. Please remember that you are allowed to renew only once.
I see. Just now you said videos could be borrowed as well.
Yes, that's right.
How many videos can I borrow at a time?
You may borrow 1 video at a time. The video must be returned in a week.
Oh, only 1 week?
Yes. If you cannot return it on time, please call, or otherwise your video library card will be revoked. You are not permitted to borrow feature films. The feature films can only be watched in the library.
Oh, I see. Feature films cannot be borrowed. But where can I watch them?
In the library. You must first register in person at the desk. You cannot register for someone else. If the library is busy, you are restricted to watching 1 video. If you have any problems with this machine, please inform the librarian.
All right. Thank you very much.
That is the end of section 2. You will now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 3. Section 3.